Good evening. I'm going to call the Finance and Governance Committee for September 24, 2024 to order. Madam Clerk, roll call and posting of the agenda.
Member Basua?
Here.
Member Tehran?
Here.
Chair Zaragoza.
Here.
The agenda for this meeting was posted on the City Hall Bulletin Board on September 17th, 2024.
Thank you. Please join me to salute our flag. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. Okay. Our next item is item B. Madam Clerk, we have, I understand, a couple of people that like to speak on items at the agenda. We have Ronald Araujo. And then we have somebody else that's going to be calling in. Thank you. Ronald?
Hi. Good evening, Chair, City Council committee members, and the public. Good evening. My name is Ronald Araujo, and I'm speaking as the chair of the East Village neighborhood. I'm here on behalf of the INCO's Inter-Neighborhood Council Organization's Oxnard 2024 Election Candidate Forum to further publicize the candidate forums to be held on September 30, October 2, and October 9. The forums next week on September 30 will include candidates for City Clerk, United Water Conservation District, and the City Treasurer. And for October 2 will be for Oxnard City Council, Districts 3 and 4. We look forward to questions submitted by the public prior to the forums and invite all to view the forums live in person or via Zoom or after at your leisure on YouTube. Thank you to the City of Oxnard and all others who have publicized these events. And we look forward to seeing everyone participate in any way that they can. Thank you
Mr.
very
Chair,
much.
quick question on the INCO for September 30th. Is that going to be televised, and where's it going to be at?
At this time, it's by Zoom and in person and YouTube after. Since Mr. Adam Smith, who has been helpful in assisting me in the background, I'm going to defer to him if there's going to be anything on TV live at the same time. Yes, there will be as on TV. So thank you very much, Mr. Adam Smith. And yes, confirmed on TV too.
And thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Thank you very much.
Okay. So, Madam Chair, we also have Brianna Daly, or,
Chair Zaragoza, Brianna is currently not available virtually or in person.
okay. So, then the next item then is, any other speakers, by the way?
We do not have any additional speakers. Thank you, Mayor.
Thank you. Our next item is item C, and this is consent items. City Clerk, approval of the minutes. Recommendation to Finance and Governance Committee approve the minutes of July 23rd, 2024 regular meeting as presented. Commissioners?
I'll move to accept the minutes as presented.
I will second.
Moved by Commissioner, or Council Member, excuse me, Tehran, second by Basua. Roll call?
Member Basua?
Aye.
Member Tehran?
Yes.
Chair Zaragoza?
Yes.
Thank you. Motion carries 3-0.
Thank you. Our next item is in reports. This is a city manager department, the reinstatement of the city and successor agency capital assets. Recommendation that the Finance and Governance Committee recommend that the City Council receive and file a report on the reinstatement of City and Oxnard Community Development Commission successor agency capital assets. And this was also recorded under Measure M. And we do have Alex Nguyen is the city manager, but Adam Smith. Adam, quick question before we continue. Can you, I know this is a pre-recorded item, for Measure M, but can you give us an explanation on the restatement of the successor agency capital assets? I know there was some readjustments that you had to do and so forth. Can you give us a couple of minutes, and explain also for us and also for the public?
Certainly. Thank you, Mayor, members of the committee, Adam Smith, City Manager's Office. I'm going to give you a 30,000-foot macro view of the item, which is when redevelopment ended in 2012, staff at the time were tasked with, and legal experts and real estate professionals were tasked with determining everything that the successor agency or the former redevelopment agency owned. And that was collated on a list called the Long Range Property Management Plan, which was real estate property. And over the years, since 2012, staff worked to either transfer a lot of those properties, those assets to the city as governmental purpose assets, or sell them to private parties. And to date, the successor agency doesn't have any more properties on their balance sheet. So everything that was legally titled to the successor agency is now off their books. It was subsequently determined that there were approximately 50 assets that were listed as belonging to the successor agency. That over the years, the redevelopment agency was around for decades, since the late 50s, early 60s. And over that time, the redevelopment agency either contributed to or paid for a lot of city improvements, park improvements, street resurfacing, and those were booked to the successor agency. So what this item seeks to do is all of those assets that we've identified through project activity reports, expenditure data, contracts, invoices to contractors, everything we can determine, we're proposing to transfer to the city from the successor agency, because the successor agency at the end should have no assets or anything on its books. And there were a collection of additional assets that through a lot of staff research, looking through activity reports and those things that we couldn't determine with certainty to transfer to the city. Once again, the successor agency didn't have any title to them; they didn't own them. So that's kind of the big picture
Thank you.
for this item.
The other quick question is, do we have any remaining assets that are not part of the success, or are part of the successor, or?
Nothing that the successor agency has legal title to. So
Okay.
the successor agency technically doesn't have any other assets.
Any others.
Correct.
So this is going to take care of it, potentially?
On that side, yeah. But the successor agency isn't fully shut down or winded down yet. There are still bond debt service payments that we do
Okay.
annually, some developer payments and the like.
And how are the bond payments paid?
Those bond payments are paid through property tax increment. So in the project areas, any of the property tax that would have gone to the former redevelopment agency now goes to the successor agency to pay off those obligations.
For those specific assets?
Correct. And every year we have to run that through the successor agency or the city council, the county, and then the State Department of Finance.
Gotcha. Thank you, Adam. Councilmember, any questions, or, Councilor?
No.
What's the pleasure of the board?
Chair Zaragoza,
I'm
excuse
sorry.
me. There are no public speakers virtually or in person for this item.
Thank you so much, Madam Clerk.
I will move that we recommend the council receive and file this report for restatement of the City of Oxnard Community Development Commission Successor Agency capital
Receive and
assets.
I will second.
Okay, got second by Tehran, second by Councilor Basua. Roll call?
Member Basua?
Aye.
Member Tehran?
Yes.
Chair Zaragoza?
Aye.
Motion carries 3-0.
Adam, thank you. Thank you for the good report, and staff and city manager and Javier, thank you for the good work. I know there's a lot of work put together in that, because I was reading that, and it's a little complicated, but I'm glad that was a good explanation. Thank you so much. Our next item is items for future agendas.
I've got it.
None at all. Well, thank you. We are adjourned. Thank you.